Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you some of the first things that you can do on Google Pixel 9a after the initial configuration. So the first thing that you can do is, for example, check notifications in order to see if you have this notification about finishing setting up your device. You might also be able to find it by simply opening the settings, and then at the top we have finished setting up device. So we can go through this in order to get rid of this text, and essentially if you go here you will find most of the things that you had during the first setup. So you can either just go back there and you have the second chance to do something that you didn't do before, or you can just simply skip through everything over here. So you can press start and then just go through these prompts. The next thing that you can do is sign into a Google account. That is, of course, if you didn't do that yet. Or also if you want to add more Google accounts, then of course this applies as well. So in the settings you want to go to this option, passwords, passkeys and accounts, and then over here we can press add account in order to add Google authorization notification, I believe. Yeah, this is the account. So here we can press add account, I believe, or actually not. So let's try again. Now this time we have Google, so for some reason it seems to be bugged for now. We need to enter our screen lock password if you already have this set up, and then we can sign in to our Google account. Another thing is of course the screen lock and biometrics. So if you actually don't have the screen lock or you don't have the password for your phone, then now we can set it up. And in order to do so, in the settings we want to go to security and privacy. Now over here we can go to device unlock, and here we can set up our screen lock. And once you set up the screen lock, then we also have face unlock and fingerprint unlock, so you can set up your fingerprint and face data. Besides that, there's also the theft protection, but actually we're gonna go back because over here we can go, for example, to device finders as well in order to turn on find my device. Of course you also need to use the location for that. We also have the remote lock, which can be enabled. It is of course recommended to turn it on, but it seems that the theft protection is actually not over there. So we're gonna go back to device unlock, and we want to go to theft unlock in order to, for example, enable the theft detection lock, offline device lock, and over here we can also go to remote lock in order to turn it on. Once that is done, the next thing that you can do is check if you have an update for your software. So over here in these settings we want to go to system, and then over here you should be able to find software updates, and then go to system update. In my case I can already see that the update is pending and the update is being installed right now. So of course we can check over here if there is a download waiting for us or whether it is already being installed. And of course while it is being installed, then we can just do anything else in the meantime. Over here you can also go to app updates, and you should be redirected to the App Store where we can check if we have updates for apps. So if you go to this list, you will find all apps that are being updated, or you can update manually over here, or you can simply cancel or update everything at once. So if you go back, we should be able to see the update all button, but for some reason it is not here right now. There we go, now it is here in the top right corner, so we can just press to update everything. The next thing that we can do in the settings is to go to battery settings, because over here we have, for example, charging optimization, which might be useful to actually use at least adaptive charging, which allows you to finish charging to 100% right before you normally unplug. So this means that the phone will learn some pattern usage, and based on that it will prevent charging to 100% until you are almost done with charging. So this might be useful, especially if you, for example, charge at evening, etc. And the phone can learn when it should be charged to 100%. Of course, you can also limit charging to 80%, which is the most optimal way. However, if you find it inconvenient, use adaptive charging instead. We can also enable the battery percentage in order to see pretty much all the time how much battery is left. And then I believe that's pretty much all. We also have the battery saver, which we can actually schedule if you want to. So for example, if your battery reached 20%, then we can automatically enable battery saver. We can also increase it to like say, I don't know, like 40%, 35%, and so on. So if you want to, you can do that. And that is essentially it in the battery settings. And last but not least, we also have display and touch settings, where we can, for example, enable or disable adaptive brightness, which is the automatic brightness of the screen. Then we also have the dark theme, which can be disabled if you actually prefer the light theme. And there's also the navigation mode, so if you prefer to use 3 buttons navigation instead of gesture, or the other way around, then of course you can change it over here. Besides that, I believe we should also be able... Actually, it seems that we cannot change the order of buttons, unfortunately. So, nevertheless, if you scroll down, there's also smooth display, which is the option that allows you to use up to 120 Hz of screen refresh rate. So the screen is much smoother when you scroll on it. And that is essentially it. Of course, after that, you can, for example, set up the wallpaper by going here. As you can see, we have the lock screen and home screen customization. You can start downloading apps that you need to have, that you use all the time, of course, by going to the Play Store. And that is all. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next videos. Bye!